All right. Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm a bit late. This was not what I intended. Um, I was a little bit tired. As we'll see why in a second as we get into the zoo. Let me turn on the thing. I think I made this new. Oh wait, this is not what I want. Whoops. I made this stream layout, of course, for Monday, uh, because we didn't need the second screen. And I don't think we're gonna need the second screen today. So I'm just gonna put it on this and see how we like it. I think I'm going to make. If we end up using the second screen, I'll go to the old layout. But I kind of like this as well. You get to see more of the Z game. Hi everyone. Sorry I'm late. I was asleep. I may or may not. Oh God. You can tell I've just woken up. I may or may not have gone to bed a bit late. And today I had to go to work, of course. And after work, I was like, I was gonna need just need a little sleep, just a little sleep. It was a lot sleep. I slept for like 2 hours, and when I woke up, I was like, oh, right, live stream is a thing I wanted to do. So here we are, second stream this week. Not that's not the reason I'm tired. I actually would love to do 2 streams a week more often because I think the Monday stream is also pretty fun. Nice way to start the week. The only problem is that on Mondays I have to go to the office, so I'm usually a bit more tired. But well, yeah, today I also had to go to the office because normally we don't on Wednesdays, but we did today. Anyway, we'll get into that. How are you? We'll get into that. Didn't have a great week, to be honest, but this week is already proving to be a lot better, especially with Paradise on the horizon. So we are on the parking lot of Keypark. In the last stream, we worked on the entrance a bit, and right after the stream already, I went ahead and continued working on the entrance a little bit. Not so much the interior, let's ignore that for now. And not so much on the interior, but mainly on the parking lot that you see over here. So I made, oh yeah, I need to clean that up still. But yeah, I made the layout of the parking lot. Just a little simple round where people can dump their cars in this field. And we have a very small, this is gonna be a disaster if it's ever a busy day. But the idea is that Keypark will not have that many guests at once. Still, I think we need to increase the size of the parking lot a little bit. I kind of took Zizo. Is the car floating? Oh, well, it does that. It's the one from Harry Potter. I kind of took the one from Zizo as a reference, but I don't know why I didn't just fill out this space. I don't know what prevented me from doing that, because I literally had this space designated. I don't know why I didn't think to. So whatever, it's fine. So I made these things custom based. Took a little bit of inspiration from some blueprints that I saw, but yeah, just took some references. It's a pretty simple system that you put a card in here, which you can pay over. Wait a second, that doesn't. Yeah, I guess you just buy a ticket over there, because I didn't make a thing that you receive a ticket when you enter, because there's going to be a single fee anyway, no matter how long you park. So you just need a ticket to leave, basically. And then I put the bus over here. Even though it's ugly as sin, it's much easier to have this thing than to hide a guest spawner, I thought. So that's why I did that. And then I had the people walking to the entrance, which is still working. The guests still enter through the entrance and exit through the exit, as you will see in a moment. Why? Every time I try to show it off, they refuse to do it. Whatever. I don't even care anymore. 80% of the time they'll do it. But you did just see them make a little bit of a weird swirly thing, which I'll explain in a second. So originally what I did... Why is there a guy standing here? What? Why is there... Oh, that's not good. Huh, I have to investigate that. But what's the Nessie habitat? Where's the Nessie habitat going? Same with the European unicorn enclosure. What? uh, I think you should have the bus you made yourself. Yeah, but that one wouldn't go here. I'd have to either find or make a new bus. Because that's a city bus, and the city bus won't go onto the parking lot. The city bus just goes by the street. And, well, I removed it because I built the street. But there should be at some point, somewhere around here should be a bus stop. But that's a problem for later. No, so initially I hid the guest spawner in between two cars. So I had these two cars like over here. And then I had the guest spawner so that it was hidden by the cars. So then you had people leaving the bus, walking up to those two cars to enter the zoo. And then they would walk into the entrance. And that worked pretty well. But it was kind of weird that everyone was like touching those two cars. So Eben said, why don't you put it inside of the ticket machines? So then I made a ticketing machine over here, which apparently is now capturing all of my staff members. So we need to investigate why that's happening. But the ticketing machine is working pretty nicely in that sense. Yeah, people come out of the parking lot. Actually, we can show it if we just close the zoo. I'll show it in action in a second. I would have prepared this if I had not been asleep. But yeah, we'll see in a second that people walk up to the ticketing machine and then they'll walk into the zoo. And you can see everyone is still leaving for the exit. That one is working very reliably. The problem is for people entering the zoo, like these people apparently, that they... when they get to this point over here, the distance to go into the zoo is roughly the same. So we might have to increase the swirl of this path a little bit so that it's definitely longer. I might have to experiment a little bit with that. Don't want to do that today because I kind of don't want to touch this stuff because it's kind of finicky. But that was an issue as well when I put the ticketing machine over here, because now people walk into the zoo. Why are they're reading this sign? That is annoying. They're walking into the zoo. They're going over to the ticketing machine to kind of enter the zoo, so to say. And now they're on this side of the path. So that made them much more likely to take this path over this path. So that's also something that I had to fix, which I did by adding this little... Oh, I see what broke. Oh, well, that also explains why people aren't taking this path anymore. Well then. Problem solved. Good. So, I don't know how that happened actually. But yeah, so I put the path like this, which now forces people back onto the right side of the path. And that will encourage them more so to take this path. So we should, if we open the zoo again, now that we fixed this entrance, we should be able to see people using this. And now they should... I'm gonna jinx this one more time. Now they should actually take the right path. So we'll see people come out of the bus, they walk up to the ticketing machine, and they're gonna start walking into the zoo. So I don't know why this guy didn't walk up to the ticketing machine. That's kind of weird. But yeah, they walk up to the ticketing machine. Then they walk to the right side of the path. So this guy skipped the ticketing machine. And he's going to go to that entrance, I guess. That's kind of weird. But yeah, so there's just a couple of people who ignore, for some reason, this entrance and decide to go to the other one. I guess that's why it doesn't work 100% of the time. But yeah, as you can see, most people, some people fucking randomly turn around for whatever reason, but I'd say like 80% of the people do enter through the entrance. So I say that is a success. I'm happy about that. Now, one thing that I sadly did have to do is I had to block off these paths, well, there's no paths in here, but I had to do that deliberately. I also had to block off this road because what people were doing, because they are entering the zoo over here, from this point on they'll start exploring the zoo. So instead of entering the zoo, they started walking up to this path over here to look at the foxes. So I had to block off these paths to prevent people from going there. But that also means that I cannot make a bus stop. For instance, I would love to make this path functional and add a bus stop over here so that we also, instead of just having people coming from the parking lot, we could also have people walking into the zoo via this path. But if we do that, then people will enter the zoo and they will start using this path to go look at the exhibits. And there's nothing that we can do to prevent that, basically. So I'm afraid that we'll just have to stick with the parking lot, which is not the end of the world. But skipping the ticketing machine, fine them $100. Yeah, we should. Okay, right now it's becoming a bit more like... a bit more people are taking the wrong path now. That's kind of a pity. I think it also has something to do with when this area gets really crowded. People will start taking the other path. I don't know exactly how the pathing works in Planet Zoo. In between streams, I'll try to extend this path a little bit to make it more of a detour and see if that does anything. I did try. This is actually really funny. I should show this. Because Eben said last time... See, they turn around as well. It's so weird how they decide to do stuff. Eben said last time, what if we add this barrier over here? Which will basically discourage people from taking this path. But how this barrier is supposed to work is that people will still walk over it if there's no other way. So what we thought would happen is if we close the zoo, we thought that people leaving the zoo would still use it. But what actually ends up happening is that they just get stuck. And then because there's so many people coming in here, it just creates this huge traffic jam of people. It's really funny. It just creates an absolute mess. It's not as bad as it was when I tried this last time. When I tried this last time, now it's starting to look like it. Like it's turning kind of into a popcorn machine of people, which is really funny. But yeah, that's freedom for a second. And oh yeah, there you go. Very, very nice. Hey, Gabriel. So, let's open the zoo back up again. Just so that we have some people walking around, which is always fun. On the inside of the entrance, I didn't do that much. So if we go inside here, I played around a bit more with the shelving. I slightly desaturated the color of all of the countertops, so that it's a little bit less straining on the eyes. And I think I put in, I put in a couple more gift shop items. That's also why we have this, okay, this is still a mess. That's also why we have this thing floating over here, which I still need to clean up. Let me do that real quick. This is built by Haribo for the Walibi City Zoo project. And this is a really nice blueprint. There's a lot of good gift shop items in there that you can steal, so that's why I quickly took that. And I also have my own tables and chairs over here. I can get rid of those. So let's quickly get rid of this. There we go. Don't think I'll be able to stick around for long today. That's fine. I'm a bit late. Oh yeah, also one thing I don't know if I pointed this out. So this bicycle path over here. Oh yeah, for those who aren't Dutch, the pink paths are bicycle paths. That's a Dutch thing. So originally I had this bicycle path going this way because I think that's what it does in real life. Or no, I think there's a footpath here in real life. This is based on a real life spot. But because I made Keypark kind of a bit bigger at some point here, this path leads to nowhere. It leads to people's backyards and to Keypark. So what I think we're going to have to do here is turn this into a staff path, basically, of sorts, even though it's not on the zoo's grounds. But what we also need to think about is this should be accessible for cars, because this is going to be something for staff to get to the backstage of the Australia and the Galapagos giant tortoises, I guess. Although, actually, I'm not sure about the latter. But that's something for me to figure out later. Gonna be bike parking. Yeah, we definitely need bike parking. I think that can be over here abouts, because that's another thing I did add. Over here I added a wall, big old wall. I'm not a huge fan of it because it makes the entrance building look really big, but I kind of want it for this side because we're gonna have netted over enclosures over here. And I think it would be cool for these enclosures if we can make some murals for the backgrounds. So having a back wall for these enclosures would be pretty realistic. And I think especially if you're going to have enclosures like this on the edge of the zoo, it's good if it's blocked by something. So yeah, I think that's something that I will keep, even though I'm not a big fan. We need to find a way to make it look a bit nicer, I guess. But we can also put like posters and stuff on the wall, so that will be cool. Although it doesn't make a lot of sense because this is not a place. Like the only people who are ever going to be on this road will be the people living here. So that doesn't make that much sense. But yeah, so that is all the entrance changes that I did in between last stream and now. So pretty happy with where that's going, but that's not where we're going to be working on today. Before we get to what we're going to be working on today, though, which is also what you saw in the thumbnail, I have been putting a couple of things down in the America area, the South America area. Nothing definitive yet. I don't want to do anything definitive here until we really start working on it. But I did put down some tapirs, and not gonna lie, I think we have space for tapirs together with the anteaters. I think that works. So that's pretty cool. And I also think we're gonna have like a kind of cave entrance over here because we have this really big wall over here. And we can put like an enclosure up against it, which would be cool. But I think we have to break up the height of it a little bit by making like a cave thing. And I thought we could do this like waterfall thing in front of the cave. This is kind of inspired by Blankendahl. I do think that space is enough. Yeah, right? But something I didn't say when I moved the dome, when I showed off like my new ID for this area, is that somewhere in the back, at some point I briefly considered putting in manatees. But I was like, no, that's a bad idea, doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I was thinking about Randers Regenskov in Denmark. Sorry, I'm just putting out the tea bag because my tea is getting too strong otherwise. It's a wake-up tea. I don't know if it is actually. I briefly considered putting in manatees, but I didn't even mention it because I was like immediately like, no, that's a bad idea. Then this week, Wyatt posted a picture of a manatee enclosure, and I was like, oh, I really want to build a manatee enclosure. So I looked up the husbandry manual. Apparently there's a husbandry manual for manatees, which is always very helpful. And the minimum space requirements for manatees isn't even that much. So I just put them in here. So we got a little manatee tunnel. Nothing about this is definitive, right? But they're so cool. Manatee are so cool. And as you can see, like this is already like 1.5 times the size of the minimum requirements for a manatee enclosure. So we can definitely do this. The smaller entrances are so much more cozy and inviting. Yeah. Oh, hey, he did the barrel roll thing. I haven't seen him do that yet. Nice. So yeah, I think we're going to have manatees in the South America Dome, which is really cool because adjacent to the South America Dome, and I guess we might have part of the dome already transitioning into that, it's going to be the Florida Keys area, and of course manatees are a big thing over there as well. So I think that will be very, very cool. So yeah, manatees will probably be a thing. And that's as far as we're going to get with the South America area for now. But I just wanted to share that because it's cool. So as we go into the entrance and come out the other side over here, it's a little bit busy. But I did start working on, this is also not definitive, the little entrance square area. At first I put down some tables over here. That's why I had the tables and chairs set out. But I didn't quite like that. So I just made a little bench over here, which people do sit on. Though annoyingly, when there's like a large group of guests, and like only 2 of them or 3 of them fit on this bench, the other ones will like stand around it. So sometimes there'll be guests just kind of standing in this pond over here, which is really stupid. But yeah, this little enclosure, I need to find some egg-shaped turtles to put in there, because this was going to be a turtle enclosure, but there's no modded turtles anymore that aren't exhibit animals. So why is it so crowded here? Disperse. This is not helping. Oh, it's actually, it's kind of cleaning up. Why is there... It's such a mess. I should not have opened the zoo, to be honest. Let's close it again. I don't know why it's extra messy today. Let's see if people leave. Alright. I saw an awesome manatee enclosure online where small South American monkeys would climb above the water, super close to them. Yeah, there's I've seen a couple of those. Of course, Burger Zoo has TD monkeys in the... Oh wait, it's the scroll again. It keeps getting stuck. Of course, Burger Zoo has TD monkeys in the mangrove nowadays. Randers Regenskov has free-roaming monkeys in the tropical dome with the manatees. Nürnberg has Sakis in the manatee enclosure. That's probably one I'm going to take a lot of inspiration off, to be honest. Because that one also has the fire ants, or the leafcutter ants, I should say, which we were going to have already. We were already planning to have. So, yeah, it's really common, so definitely something we'll be doing as well. Anyway, we are going to enter the Europe area. I'm still going back and forth. I think I do want to keep calling it the Folklore Forest, because I just love the name. But as you can see, I already showed off that I was working on a sign template at some point, and I finished it. Yeah, yesterday I was working on this sign template some more. So I made this nice drawing over here, and I made the IUCN status bar and the map and stuff. I was like, yeah, this is going pretty well. And I was working on taking screenshots of all the animals. And then last night I was continuing that, so I was taking some more screenshots of the animals. And then I thought, oh well, this is going so well. Now I kind of want to make the sign, so I made the red fox sign over here. And I was like, oh, that was pretty easy, pretty straightforward. So I just kept making signs, and I really got into a flow, and then it was like 2-3 a.m. So that's why I'm so tired today, because I was up all night making these signs. I'm totally fine. There's nothing wrong with me. So, yeah, actually, I was thinking, oh, maybe today on the stream we can make some more of these screenshots or other things, but no, I just finished it last night, so that's completely done. So let's quickly go over them. So, of course, the idea of the Folklore Forest was... I can zoom in a bit so you can hopefully read it a bit better. The idea of the Folklore Forest is that we want to kind of zoom in on how these animals were seen in the days of old, and how folklore was like shaped around them, which tells a lot about how these animals were perceived, right? So on the right side you have, or on the left side, sorry, you have your kind of average zoo information. So we just have the name of the animal, the scientific name, a little bit of information about them, a fun fact, their distribution, habitat, diet, longevity, just other facts that we also had in Kufuli. Then we have the IUCN status, of course, gotta have those. And just like in Kufuli, we have some icons in there as well to kind of indicate, especially if you can see color, gives you an idea of what it means, like lots of animals to, well, literally a skull for them being extinct. So also a small detail. It doesn't come through that well, I think, but the vine that kind of wraps this status bar gets more thorny near the end. So that's kind of cute. I thought that was a cute little detail. But then on the right side is a little story. It's just a little fable story that features the animal. And then below the story, a small explanation of how these animals were perceived. So in the case of the fox, of course, I had to make it about Renard the fox, which was a very prominent figure in medieval folklores all across Europe. So, yeah, that's what we have written about here. Now, the only thing that I need your opinion on is that I originally planned to have silver foxes in here. But I think that doesn't really work if we want to have the story of the fox Renard. So I want to put in at least one red fox, but I'm also considering getting rid of the silver fox completely. But I think we could keep just one silver fox, which would be fun. Although I've never seen a zoo that mixes them, even though they're literally the same species. But I also did add this little fun. The foxes known as silver foxes are actually a color variant of red fox. I put that as a little fun fact, because if we have a silver fox, it would definitely make sense for there to be some education about them. So that's have 2 males, 1 silver, 1 red. That's actually perfect. Yeah, let's do that. That is actually the ideal solution, I guess. Do I have males, actually? I might. This is a female. That's a male. Are you a silver fox? Your icon looks weird. But yeah, you are a silver fox. Oh, nice. Okay, so there's even a real-life example. A lot of zoos rescue fur farm foxes, especially the smaller ones. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Let's do that then. That'll be a nice middle ground. So then over here, of course, we have the European mink, who I need to do something about this enclosure because they don't work very well. But yeah, over here, this one was a little bit difficult because there isn't really any folklore about mink. So I'm pretty sure this is a made-up story. I will need to be completely transparent. I did not write like 9 different signs in one evening. I did use a little bit of Google Gemini to at least generate some text and then use that. But I do double check whether it's making up complete bullshit or not. So I did try to find wherever it got this story from, but it doesn't seem to be from anywhere. It's completely made up. But since I tried to look this up online as well, there just doesn't seem to be any folklore or fables about mink. So I just decided to make up kind of a story and have it focus on one of the main reasons that mink are endangered, which is their fur. So the story is about a queen that wanted the best kind of coat, and yeah, that's why she decided to hunt down the mink. And then over here we explain that, like, in the high courts of Europe, the mink was seen as a symbol of fertility, high status and luxury. That is true. I verified that online. And yeah, that is the reason that they were hunted, and that's one of the main reasons they're endangered. And nowadays, of course, the American mink, being an invasive species, is a big reason why they're so endangered. So yeah, that's what this story is about. Then as we go inside, you'll see that we don't have any signs for these smaller enclosures, including, by the way, this one. Definitely want to add that, but I don't want to have the entire book for that, because it's gonna be like book. It's gonna be too many books. Too many books. So I'm gonna make a variant of the education sign that's just a single page or something like that. How was your week, good or bad? This is also something we need to fix. We're just walking through the Europe area now, by the way, kind of. Like, what needs to be done, actually? Because we're really close to finishing now, especially now that most of the education signs are done. We need to finish the fox enclosure. We need to fix up whatever's wrong with the mink enclosure. We need to, yeah, make some education signs for these enclosures. I also want these ones to be in here, I think. This is the garden dormouse. I think I want them in here. And then a smaller mouse in this enclosure. But for the rest, this tunnel system is pretty much done, except that we need to fix this. I thought I fixed it. Yeah, and here we have the same mink enclosure, mink sign. I thought I fixed it by removing a piece of path upstairs, but it looks like it just moved the problem, or I don't know. I don't know. At first they were getting stuck in here, and now they're getting stuck over here. Maybe I just need to remove some of these paths, and I don't know. We'll figure something out. But next up, we have the European badger. And this is one of the few areas where, or one of the few places where I actually found like a short poem from like 200 years ago. So that was really fun. This is the only one that's like not altered whatsoever. Should a badger cross the path which thou hast taken, then good luck is thine, so it be said, beyond the luck of men. But if it cross in front of thee, beyond where thou shalt fret, and if by chance doth turn the mould, thou art numbered with the dead. So it basically talks about how badgers are both a sign of good luck or bad luck, depending on how you come across them. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do to Puggy Boy. Just a torn piece of paper. What are you doing this month? I am going to Paradise, and I'm preparing my holiday. Today I received, or I think it was yesterday actually, I received my flight tickets. So now I can book my visa, or I can request my traveling visa. So I should get on that. But yeah, we're quickly gonna go up here. Oh wow, that worked surprisingly well. So they're also getting stuck over here. So somehow we created an elevator where people are like going up and down over here. So in the past, we used to have a piece of path over here. And that was, I thought that was causing them to get stuck. Because when I removed that, people got unstuck. But now they're just getting stuck again. So I don't know. The whole having paths on top of each other thing isn't going very well. Right over here. I wonder why it doesn't work this way. But we can figure something out, I guess. But yeah, over here we have the oh god, that's very bright. Let me move the sun real quick. This is also a real story. I did shorten it a little bit to make it fit the page. But this is an old British story called The King of Cats, which is believed to be based on the Scottish wildcat. So that was of course a perfect inclusion over here. Also, I think when we chose the Scottish wildcat, I deliberately did that because they're endangered. I didn't know back then that they're literally just European wildcats. Like, there's no difference between Scottish wildcats and European wildcats other than the fact that they're in Scotland, at least as far as I know. So that is interesting. But I decided to keep them anyway because a zoo would totally be like, yeah, we have Scottish wildcats, they're critically endangered. We're doing very important conservation work here, even though they're just European wildcats, which aren't actually endangered. But yeah, just to be a little bit more honest, I did make the did you know fact, the fact that the European wildcat are least concern, but yeah, it's kind of disingenuous. It feels disingenuous, but I'm doing a zoo based on Keypark. Nice! glad to be inspiring like that. But yeah, so this is about the European wildcat. Then, if we go back down here, we have the same badger sign. Oh, look at that. He's in front of the glass. Cutie. Then over here we have the squirrel. The squirrel might also deserve a torn page instead of a full book, but now I've already made it, so whatever. I was lucky enough to see the Scottish wildcat in my local small zoo. Nice. But yeah, the red squirrel story is from Norse mythology. I'm not sure if that story is actually specifically about the red squirrel or just squirrels in general, but still, it's fun. It's fun. And then over here we have the Wolverine. I couldn't really find any stories about the Wolverine specifically either, but there is a lot of mention online about how, well, I mean, that's also why their name in Dutch, German, and what was that noise? Their name in Dutch, German, and French, and probably many other languages as well, is glutton. So that's why we have the story of the gluttonous glutton, who was invited for a feast, but he would always eat everything. Blah 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 blah. They're normally really secretive in zoos. The wildcats? I've seen plenty of wildcats. I guess they aren't always the most visible. Love the stories. Yeah, I think they're very cute as well. So over here we have the Herman's tortoise. Well, there was only one story about the tortoise that makes sense, of course, which is the tortoise and the hare. So yeah, that's a very known story, right? You don't need to. I don't need to emphasize that one. And then if we come back here, this one also needs to be built still. The owl enclosure. But we have the barn owl, and I wanted to do something about owls being seen as wise and why that is. But there is actually a lot of like barn owls apparently have a lot of mythology of their own, which surprised me. So, because apparently barn owls make a lot of different sounds compared to other owls. Of course, they are also very much integrated into the human society, hence why they're called barn owls. They lived in barns, and actually farmers were very much welcoming barn owls into their farms because they would catch mice and stuff. So it makes sense that there's a lot more folklore and stuff about barn owls specifically. So yeah, that's really fun. And then over here we have our wildflower garden, which I always intended for there to be a bigger education sign over here about how to make your garden more eco-friendly. Back then I didn't have this idea for the books yet, so now that we have the books, I thought I might as well make a book about that as well, right? Just to complete the whole story. I think I will make some more traditional looking beehives over here. What's this sound? Interesting. Like the ones you can see in the picture. But the story over here is, of course, on the left side. We're talking about how bees are very endangered nowadays, and all the issues that come with that, and then what you can do to improve your lawn to make it more bee friendly. And just to stay in the theme of the folklore, I found some folklore about bees, which was an old custom called telling the bees. So in the old days, if a beekeeper passed away, or if any major event took place in the life of a beekeeper, the family would inform the bees. They would tell the beehives about the goings on in the family, especially births, marriages, and death, because they saw the bees as part of their family, and they thought that it was important to keep them informed to keep the bees happy, basically. So I thought that was kind of cute, and we should probably make some of these traditional looking beehives to kind of put maybe over here or something. I think that'll be cool. But yeah, that's all the signs that I made. How you get it outside the exhibit? What is outside of the exhibit? I think you said that somewhere when we were like walking around here, but I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not going to be making a sprookjesboom. No, I don't think so. Anyway, what should we be working on today? So we identified a couple of things, right? So we got the beekeeper garden. There is a bee mod. Wait, there is? I saw, so this is something interesting. Is there a bee mod? Because, okay, Bees, Planet, Zoo, Nexus. Because, oh my god, wait, there is. Why is there a bee mod? Oh wait, it's based on the butterfly? Wait, I'm so confused. Oh, it's based on the butterfly. I don't want to make a walkthrough exhibit. Like, we'd have to hide the walkthrough exhibit somewhere. That's not going to happen. But that is kind of funny. There's actually... Oh, no, wait, no. There's one bee mod. There's just 2 links. Because I saw there was a bee mod, but I thought it was discontinued. Because I found it on some kind of wiki. And when you clicked on it, it sent you to a completely different mod page, which was like discontinued. It was weird. But the Herman's tortoise, they're in an exhibit. Oh, good. Okay, I've just woken up. Cut me some slack. This is a mod. Somebody made a mod for a habitat Herman's tortoise, so you can actually put them outside. Yeah, I completely forgot they are supposed to be an exhibit animal. So yeah, that is a thing that exists. So, so basically, I'm gonna, for myself, gonna make a to-do list for the Europe area before we get started on something. So we need to, hopefully we'll still see the Red Shank Duke Langer in Bovel. I would love to see that one as well, hopefully later this year. I did see them, of course, in the Czech Republic, but the exhibit was kind of shit. So I love the fact that they're spending so much time back here, just like they would in real life, where you cannot see them. It's really funny. So Europe to do. Europe to do. We need to create an entrance. We need to do the fox enclosure. We need to fix the mink enclosure. We need to update the tunnels for the squirrels. Update squirrel tunnels. We need to, that's part of the fox exhibit, finish mice enclosures, education, signs, mouse, other mouse, and I forget the name of the bird. It's not a falcon, it's an kestrel. Kestrel. Someone's crowd surfing. Yeah. Yeah. Pine martens, I wanted to add pine martens, but we just don't have the space. Unless I make an exhibit on top of this, but then it gets, I don't know, it gets a bit much. It's already a very cluttered area. Squirrel exhibit. Squirrel exhibit. Fur display. This thing needs to be finished. I could steal the furs that Tublo made for the zoo that we toured on Monday. The Wolverine exhibit is kind of done, but I'm considering replacing these with string pieces, but that would be a lot of work. So I kind of don't want to, but I'm going to write it down anyway. I can always choose not to do it. Replace Wolverine hot wire with string, owl, enclosure, bees. I just wrote down bees. The Hermes tortoise enclosure is done, right? Nothing needs to happen about that one. I like that I still have this thing in here, which was for the guinea pigs that we originally had in here. I don't think a turtle or tortoise like has any use of that, but whatever. Oh yeah, we need a cleanup shortcut. Cleanup shortcut. Wrote down entrance, right? Yeah. What do you think of the idea of having a large fixed tank that's connected to my South America house? The house is based on Ibis Darwin's house for Hallett, but it's going to increase my house very much. I mean, it's cool. Fish tanks are always cool. Alright. Oh yeah, and we need to fix the quote-unquote elevator. We're not going to do that on stream, that's for sure. Alright, so we have a nice to-do list for the Europe area. I think we're going to start off with something simple, like doing these tunnels over here. So I was working on a new version of this, which is using these pieces. I'm not sure if this is the most efficient thing to be doing, because that's going to use a lot of pieces. Not like this entire thing isn't already. But if we just take the cable piece, that one basically does the same thing. Because they're literally... Wait, why is it... Why did it do that? Because they're basically the exact same width. So, a lot of people have been asking how my week was. And I've already alluded to the fact that it wasn't that great. Especially last week, I just was not in a great mood. Those who were in the last stream might have an idea why. If you weren't in the last stream, basically at the start of last stream, I got a text message from the girl I've been talking to, saying that she has a lot going on and didn't want to continue on. Which kind of sucked. Like you could probably tell on the stream already that I wasn't too happy about that. But that kind of hit me harder than I would like to admit. Like it feels stupid because I barely know this person. Like we'd barely met. We'd only really talked once or twice. We had been texting for a while. But I don't know. I think it was just kind of a straw that broke the camel's back kind of situation where I just, yeah, I've been rejected quite a few times already, and this was just another one where I don't know, I had a really nice thought process about this like a day or two ago that I was gonna go into, but now my brain is all freaking scrambled. I'm a very particular kind of person. So it definitely takes a particular kind of person to want to be interested in me, I guess. And I thought I found one. And then it turned out, and then it didn't, end up working out. So that already sucks. Because, I don't get a lot of matches on these dating platforms, which is fine. I have accepted that. But that doesn't make it so that when I do get a match, I kind of get overly, like, maybe not overly excited, but like I get my hopes up a bit more, because like, oh, finally someone who actually, is interested in me as a person, and especially if I'm also interested back, because that's of course the next thing that's important. Then I definitely get like my hopes up a bit, I guess, and then it hurts even more when it doesn't end up working out. So that's kind of what happened, I guess. On top of that, the reason she didn't want to move forward with things. It was just like there was some family things going on her end, and she just had too much going on. So it wasn't even... I think I said that as well in the last stream, like, I'm going to reply to this text. I said I was going to reply to the text because she basically said, like, now is not a good time. That's basically what it came down to. So I was going to suggest, like, hey, you know, I'm going on holiday soon, so I'm not going to have time right now anyway either, really. So why don't we check back in after my holiday to see how things are then. Totally not want to, like, force you to do anything you don't want, of course. Still free to to ignore me. But I never even got to send this message because she'd already blocked me, which that kind of stung a little bit. Like that was kind of a twisting of the knife. Like I was completely fine with her reasoning for not wanting to move forward at the time, because of course, you know, any reason is a good reason. But the fact that she blocked me kind of made me feel like there was a different reason that she didn't want to say. But maybe that's just me looking into things too deeply. It very well may be possible that, because she said that, especially on the dating apps, there were a lot of guys like getting angry with her whenever she wasn't responding or something. So I can understand that she blocked me just as a precaution to protect herself in case I would react that way, which of course I never would, but I can understand that she wouldn't know that. So I might be looking into things too much, but that kind of did make it hurt a little bit more because I didn't get to even suggest what I thought was a very reasonable solution to the problem of this not being the right time. So yeah, that just kind of hurt a little bit more. And then on top of all of that, just to make it a little bit worse, is I guess this kind of was all a little bit too much. It reminded me all a little bit too much of the reason that my ex broke up with me, which was also, it wasn't not being the right time, because that's not really a great reason to break up with someone you've been dating for 4 or 5 years. But she had a lot of like mental health stuff going on, and just the dating became too much of a mental tax for her as well. So yeah, that's why she broke up with me. It was just the wrong time, I guess, in a certain way as well. But that just hurts I guess when this girl now didn't want to move forward, that just reminded me a lot of that as well. So that just made it hurt all the more as well, because it just yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just really unlucky that I keep finding the right people at the wrong time, or maybe it is the wrong people. I don't know, but it just sucked. So that kind of made me not sleep very well for a couple of nights last week. But I made a lot of progress in Keypark, so hell yeah for escapism. I'm a very healthy, functioning adult. Totally. But yeah, that's my sad rant. Hopefully I didn't make you too sad. But life, what can you do? Oh wait, we need to get that over here. But yeah, I'm gonna stop with the dating apps for a bit, because it's not making me very happy. Oh, there's another one. Time for Happy Rant. Your opinion of Edenia? Well, I don't know yet. I haven't been. This Saturday, we will know what my opinion is. Actually, you will know it probably next... I don't know, as soon as I get the video out. Like, I'm not gonna wait with this video about Edenia. I'm just gonna be making it. I'm gonna try to finish it immediately on Sunday. That's not gonna happen. I can assure you of that it's gonna be too much work. But probably on Monday I will finish editing it, so I'll probably release it either on Monday or Tuesday. But yeah, Idenia was a fucking nightmare, by the way, to get tickets for. And in hindsight, it wasn't even really, which is the stupid part. So me and my friends want to go to Idenia, obviously. Some of my friends are going to be moving to Ireland soon. So this is basically the last time they're going to go to Paradise. And from the start, we said, okay, let's try to go on opening day. So they booked their travels to Ireland around that. So we said, okay, this Saturday we're going to go to Idenia. And they booked their travels to Ireland around that. So we basically now need to go on the opening day on Saturday. Because that's how we planned it. Maybe that's our fault. Whatever, doesn't matter anymore. So last Monday, the ticket sale was supposed to start. So Eben and I were checking the website all morning to see when the ticket sale starts, so that we can be first in line to get these tickets, because we need them for Saturday. And we're, it's Paradise, it's very popular. We're kind of expecting this ticket sale to be pretty crowded. So we're waiting for it to start all morning. 9 a.m., nothing. 10 a.m., opening time at the zoo would be a logical time to start the ticket sales. Nothing. We're checking this website all fucking day, and at 2 p.m. or a bit before 2 p.m., that's when randomly the link starts to work. So the ticket sale has begun. And immediately, errors. The site isn't working. My subscription, it says my subscription is invalid. All kinds of weird errors. I get SQL exceptions, timeouts, authorization errors. Like, it's crazy how much is going wrong. I've never seen that many different errors on a website before. It was ridiculous. And after half an hour of trying to book the tickets, I just get kicked out and put in the queue. And the same thing happened to Eben. So now we're both at like the end of the queue. And I'm just like, well, this is a fucking disaster. We're not gonna get tickets. It's just not happening. So I while I'm in the queue, I end up calling the customer support. Try to explain, like, yeah, we need these tickets for Saturday because of my friends and this and that. So they want to think along, but the customer support people are also just equally locked out of the system because of how broken everything is. So the whole fucking ticket sales is just a disaster. It was absolutely horrible. But luckily, after we got to the end of the queue, there's still tickets available. So a lot of stress for nothing. The people at the customer support also said, like, if you can't manage to get tickets, just send us an email. We'll see if we can work something out. So that already gave me a little bit less stress. But it was definitely not a very nice experience, this whole Idenia ticket sales, to say the least. But yeah, we ended up getting the tickets. And then the funny thing was that literally the next day, there were still tickets available. There was no point in rushing or anything. It was just, apparently people weren't dying to go to Idenia as much as we thought. So that was something. But yeah, I can't complain. We're going. It's gonna be a fun day, I bet. Alright, let's do a little bit of cleaning up. No, not that one. Ooh. Come back. Oh, building in this area sucks. Why is it constantly freezing? I guess I have anti-climbing on or something somewhere. Which is supposed to help with lag, but it's always making it worse for me. What's this? Oh, you need to be gone. When you're selecting a group of stuff and you click something you didn't mean to, how do you unselect it? So you hold Control and click it again. I don't know why the game freezes up whenever I freaking place or delete something here. It is annoying. Alright, let's get this down there. Hopefully I'll get some good photos of the manatee in July when they're there. Yeah, the manatees are not going to be there on opening day. That's going to suck as well. There's a lot of... That's also a bunch of things with the whole Edenia situation that's like... very poorly communicated. They like last minute they come with all of these things. Hey, but actually, there aren't gonna be any manatees on opening day. Oh, but actually, like what else? There's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff with Edenia that could have been communicated a lot better. Could have been done a lot better. So for a multi-million-dollar project, it's definitely a bit messy. Have you seen Crocodile Monitor? I don't think so. Can't say I have. I'd have to check zoo tier list if I've even been to a zoo that has them. Let's see, have I? Oh, in Crocodile Zoo they should have them. In Aquazulu-Becke and Cologne. Okay, no, I've definitely seen them then. I think Cologne. Leipzig, they're probably in the terrarium, which I haven't seen yet. Oh, Gilava also has them? Yeah, okay. I've been to a lot of zoos that have them, so I should have seen them at one of these. I just don't exactly recall. They are really cool, though. Yeah, Prague as well, indeed. Wait, we don't need to get a second one, because there's already... Jens, I already answered that question. You hold Control and click it again. Favorite African section in the zoo? I guess Hanover? Either Hanover or Kiwari Skopje. They're in the giant tortoise house. Oh! Now that you mention it, yeah, I do remember them, yeah. What hotkeys do you think are most useful? Trying to get the hang of all that. That's difficult to say. Like, I use the hotkeys all the time because it's just second nature for me, so I don't even think about it anymore. The only hotkey that I think would be very useful if it existed, which it doesn't, is something to toggle between world alignment and relative alignment. I hope Oval's good. It should be. I've heard lots of good things about it, so I don't doubt that you'll have a good time there. I at least hope it's good because we already booked our hotels, so I can't go back now. Hello? Chester Zoo's African selection is amazing. Alright. I did watch some videos about it and he didn't wow me that much. But maybe that's just me. Alright, we need to get rid of this bush again. Oh, this is annoying. Okay. Why did I want to do this again? I know why. I wanted to have something mindless to do while I rant about staying in Paradise. But I regret it. Do La Fontaine would probably be the highlight. Oh yeah, I bet. I mean, I'm really looking forward to that one as well. So when I'm going to France this year, I'm going to Zoo de Féline, Zoo Beauval, do La Fontaine, and then on the way home, we wanted to go to Nausicaa Aquarium, which I haven't been yet. I really want to see. But going all the way from La Fontaine there is like a 6-hour drive, which I don't want to do. So at the 3-hour driving mark, we're going to stop by in Zoo Cerza, which looks really fun. And they have, if you stay there in the hotel or the bungalows, you can do like behind the scenes or like animal encounters and things like that. And they have one for the red panda. So I'm really, really excited actually about Zoo Cerza now as well. But yeah, then we're going to go to Nausicaa, and on the way home we're going to stop by at Paradise as well. So that's going to be a really fun trip. I really look forward to it. I like how I'm building this now, and it's like not even visible in the slightest. Alright, so we'll put down this one. We'll put this one like kind of back a bit again, so that it doesn't overlap with this one, and it just overlaps with the one that's like hidden anyway. And now we just need to take one of these . And do, oops, do this. Okay, wait, we'll do this. Then I'll do this. Yes, that's good. I feel like we don't have all of them selected. Oh, we do. Oh yeah, I guess it is 8. That makes sense. And then we need to have one of these like so. Oops. Oh, this is annoying to work in. That actually reminds me, I sent an email to Zoo Cerza about the red panda encounter. And they haven't, I don't think they've replied yet. Maybe I should give them a call tomorrow. Because it's been almost a week. I mean, we do need to connect this at the very least. If we do this, then it will be not good. I should have done it the other way, because now I have to turn it again for this one. Oh well. in here. There, that'll have to do. That is our scroll experience. Done. Okay, so that can go off of the list. Now I have a list to cross off. That's so rewarding. Scroll exhibit. No. Scroll. I guess. Oh, update scroll tunnels. There we go. Sorry, I have some trouble reading my own handwriting. It's not very readable. Oops. Oh no, don't look at the mess in my room. Alright. Well, if we're working on scrolls anyway, we might as well continue on with the scroll exhibit as well then. So the thing with the scroll exhibit is, I'm really happy with it, but it's also bad. So what's cool about it is that it can climb like around here. The biggest issue with it is that it constantly gets boxed up and then it gets sent to the mink exhibit. And the reason for that is that basically the scroll exhibit is the mink exhibit. Because if I don't do it this way, then the scroll exhibit is way too small. So we can try, and we're gonna save the zoo first before we do that. Also, look at me, I've been making backups. Keypark 12. I've changed the way I started saving Keypark so that I don't just save over one file all the time and lose all my progress. But let's quickly dive into this backstage over here. So I'm not going to make this backstage functional. When I initially created it, I intended to. That's why like the pathing is actually logical. Except for this spot where the keeper enters the enclosure. Wait, why does he enter the enclosure over there? Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we're not going to make this a functional backstage. It could theoretically be feasible, but no. It would not be fun. So instead, we're going to do some... Wait. Actually, now that I think about it, how would the... Oh, over here, okay. I was like, how would the keepers enter this enclosure? I didn't know I had a door here. Or, well, I forgot. But what I want to try is to make the squirrels their own enclosure. That's why we made a little save, because I'm going to break some stuff. So first of all, since we're not going to make this interior functional, let's just tear up some things real quick. I quickly want to see, are the wolverines able to go inside? They are. Oh, that's neat. That's kind of cool. And that does also make things a little bit complicated, but whatever. It actually makes things a lot of bit complicated. But I'm sure it's fine. So over here we have the school enclosure. Okay, let's get rid of this wall for a second. Okay, now we can see into the enclosure. That's fun. Okay. Well, we don't need these. So originally I was going like back when I was still intending to make this backstage detailed on the inside. This was going to be the interior of the squirrels. Just a small cage, and that doesn't need to be used for that anymore. We can still imply that that's a thing, of course, but what we're gonna do now is a little bit of abusing free build. So over here, this is the edge of the mink habitat. We're going to actually use that again for the mink. So over here we should highlight hidden barriers. Is there a thing I can do? It's not letting me. Okay. And let me quickly see. Okay, we're gonna delete this. We're gonna attach. Oh. I don't want to place a 23-meter barrier, please. Oh, it did. It did do that. Wishing you a good night. See you later. Yeah, see you too. I'm not gonna... See, now the problem is I'm not that tired because I just slept. But I should not go to bed too late, especially since I'll be driving to Paradise on Sunday and I don't want to kill Eben. Or my friends. Wait, did I do this right? I don't think so. Oh, oh, this is not good. Wait. I think we did something. I think I did something wrong. The game's not happy with me. Where is the gate? What's the exhibit? Yeah. Yeah, I definitely attached something wrong. Wait, ready? What do you mean ready? What do you mean ready? Oh wait, it's just good? What? How? With this? Oh, okay, this is attached. Oh, okay. Okay, so now the squirrel is not in an enclosure anymore. So now what I want to try is I want to get a habitat gate. And then put it down like... Oh, wait, why is it like this? Why is it angle snapping? I don't want you angle snapping. What? Guess we'll do it like this. Okay, so we're gonna take a habitat gate. We're gonna put it inside of this. The game is not gonna be stoked about this, but it will probably work. Okay, I thought it crashed for a second there. So we're gonna put it like hereabouts. Sure. Then we're gonna put it... I don't want to attach it to anything. What's this? Okay, that's part of the main habitat. Okay, okay. So we're gonna do this. Like so. I should pause the game. Then pausing the game doesn't help, okay. That's very annoying. Whatever. There. Although I do want it to be... why does that freeze the game? Just adding a little thingy thing. I don't want to build in the Europe area anymore. I don't like the fact that my game is constantly freezing whenever I build something for like 2 seconds. And you know why I think it is? It's because the climbing is disabled. I bet if I enable the climbing again, which I'm not going to do because then it would all break. But I'm pretty sure that would freaking fix it. So we got another habitat now, which encompasses the screw enclosure. I make it bigger than the enclosure, because if you make it the actual side of the enclosure, the animals are gonna not be able to move out, but if you make it bigger, then they will. And now I'm going to find the squirrel. I don't know where it went. You'd think it'd be boxed up somewhere. Oh, it's over here, okay. That actually makes sense. So we're gonna move it to this one. Let's see what happens. Which one of you is gonna do that for me? Oh, you, okay. So it gets out, goes in here. This backstage is an absolute mess now. But now we have a squirrel, and whenever it gets boxed up, it's gonna be put back here and hopefully be able to unbox. Now what we need to do is we need to give it a way of getting into the enclosure. And of course the way we do that is by making a climbing frame. So we're gonna take this, put it in here, like this, and let's aim one down as well. Doesn't really matter. Do you use mods? Only animal mods and free build. And Planet Zoo Plus, I guess. Without Planet Zoo Plus, the animals in my zoo would not be diving. Alright, so we've got this. Now we just need to open up the wall. Both walls. Apparently there's more than one wall. I swear the climbing disabled is what's causing this area to be so buggy. Can you climb this now? Definitely not. Or can he? Can! Wait, could he even do it before and I just didn't notice? Because that would be amazing. Oh my god, he can! Wait, how? I need to see this. Please climb, sir. Please? What animal is the scroll based off of? Maybe we need to give him some enrichment. Red squirrel. White-faced saki. Really? My favorite animal is the red panda. They are so cute. White-faced saki. Saki. Okay, so we have the tennis ball. But I guess they can't reach that. Forage box. I guess we could make... We could try putting down this one. Putting it upside down. Did it place? It did, okay. It's not gonna be accessible. Nope. I'm very curious if we can get this to work. It will be very interesting. I don't think it's gonna work. Okay, so that's not gonna work. What would? How do I can move you manually, but that doesn't really make sense. Let's see what he does. If anything. He's gonna sleep. Okay. Little bitch. Let's get some more squirrels. I have more squirrels in my trade center already. I don't want to fill it up with squirrels. Okay, let's get like 2 more squirrels. Oh, he's gonna climb. Okay, so they do climb around to the other side. That's good. Very interesting. I wonder what encouraged him to do that. But I want to see if they... Yes. Oh, they're doing stuff. Okay. Okay. So are they literally just gonna come... Are you okay? That's not what I expected. That's definitely not what I was expecting. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Did he just poop? Very cool. That was as weird as the palace cat transforming into a human. I think that was weirder, to be fair. But, I mean, if it works, it works. Like, the main thing that I want is them to be able to get into this enclosure and to want to get into this enclosure. And for whatever reason they do. I don't know what magic force encouraged them to defy all logic and jump into this part of the enclosure. But I'm not gonna question it. Because basically what I want is that if something happens that causes them to get boxed up. So let's see what happens now. So one of them got boxed up. It gets put into here. And now it's gonna go, hopefully, on its own. It's gonna do his little magic thing. Even if it's not, at least theoretically it would be possible for them to do it. So that's all I want, really, is for them to, when they get boxed up in a place where they can get back into the enclosure. Because before they would unbox over here, and there would just be a random squirrel sitting in the middle of this area. That's all I want to avoid over here. So honestly, I'm completely fine with this. And they're just gonna be free roaming this little room over here, which is also totally fine. I do not care. So, we just need to make this look good. So first things first, we're gonna drop this down. I'm gonna take this plaster over here. Okay, we're gonna unpause the game as well because it's getting a little wonky. I honestly still don't understand how I got this to work, but we take those. So we do have this side of the enclosure, which is a little bit wonky. I would like to do something about that. Everyone complains about the lion model, but not the chimps. In my opinion, it's worse. The chimps aren't great, are they? Yeah. I think with the lions, it's easier to point out what's wrong with them, which is why it's an easy target, I guess. You're not. Oh wait, you are gonna see that. Shit. I guess we'll have to fix it. You have no choice. Main issue here is that it's gonna... Everything we do now has a chance of breaking the traversable area that we miraculously managed to get to work. So I do want to be a little bit careful. But we'll see about that in a moment. Oh, I think back when we built this, we didn't have the buffalo grass yet. That's crazy. Because we definitely would have used that on the roof. The only reason there's no grass here is because the Yorkshire grass is too big. Alright. That's cool. Now we just need to make this look better, I think. Preferably we make this something that they can also get on top of, but that's going to be difficult. I also need to check, because I think this is also, yeah, necessary for the mink enclosure. These enclosures are very intertwined. But I wonder if we can make this something that the squirrels can also get on top of, then we don't need this little fake squirrel over here. I do want to keep the squirrel on the wheel. That's just essential, basically. But now we're going to break... See, that's what I'm worried about. Is there was a traversable spot over here that's going to be broken now. So we need to be a bit careful about that. I think I'm going to move this back a bit. Let's look at our squirrels for a sec. Okay, it might still work. I don't think so, though. Nope. I mean, a lot of things are broken now. So first things first. We can see that this isn't connected anymore. Which might be because of the... Oh yeah, it's probably because of this faux log that we added. That one's kind of important. Wait, what do you mean climbing partially enabled? Which part of it is enabled? Shouldn't be any. Oh, did that fix it? No. Okay. We should get rid of this one anyway. Let's open this up, see what happens. Because now it's technically not blocked. but it is. It's not blocked, but it is. I mean, honestly, we should just get rid of this entire wall. Oh, he's doing something? It looks like he's going to use the climbing frame, but that wouldn't make sense. Because then why? Interesting. But if you can get up there, then why? Oh, wait! It works. Oh. Okay. I kind of wish they could get here. But this is kind of awesome already, like it is now. So let's see if we get a 1 meter trim wood thing. Oh, it did not intend to do that. Can we put this? Okay. We cannot really, but let's try anyway. I don't think this will work, but if it did, it would be awesome. Oh wait, that's enabled now. That should be good. Okay, let's see what that does. Oh my god, it works. Okay, okay. We're just gonna have to do something to kind of hide the inside, although you can't see that much. So it's not the end of the world. That really does make me wonder if that hole is even necessary, but whatever. Let's see if we can make an additional branch off into this sort of direction. What are they doing? To get them on top of here. See if that does anything. And then we'll have to do something to make this climbing frame look good, but that's a problem for in a moment. Oh, that worked! Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so wait, I'm just gonna manually put one over here now. And this one is very much stuck. But look at that! So we have 3 scroll spots. Not sure if they're ever going to be going there on their own. But this enclosure is turning out to be at least somewhat decent. Because that's the downside of using the mod, is that it's a lot more... We cannot make this as detailed as I would like it to be, because the animals aren't going to be able to move around in it. So that's also something to consider. It's like... Yeah, I think it does... I think it is really fun that we have this working for the animals, so I do want to keep them. But I could also choose to just use the egg shape animals that I built instead. No one would really complain about that either, I think. But I've put the effort in now. Might as well use the actual animals. Alright, there we go. Probably want to disable those. Do you think mesh should be climbable? It would be cool. I don't... it would be cool, yeah. Since we can disable it anyway, I would like to see it. see. Okay, that didn't break anything. That's nice. I guess we should put some bedding over here. And hopefully that'll invite them to like sleep up there. That would be cool. Oh, the smallest bedding is so big. I hope. Wait, will this mess with the mink enclosure? Not really. Right, I hope this doesn't break it either. Good. No, they're good. They're good. Alright, does it see that as a shelter? It does! Oh, that's perfect. So it sees these places. Oh, I guess I did the same trick over here, didn't I? No, no, wait. Here's a... Oh, this is where the tennis ball enrichment is. Alright, I don't know why it sees that as shelter. That's kind of weird. But I also don't know why you're not going inside. But that's up to you, I guess. I guess it does also see this entire area as shelter, which is not great. Because I guess that would make them less inclined to use these spots. I also like that this one is sleeping on the one place where there isn't any bedding. But that's fine. This is fine. I think this is awesome. Look at him. He's got a tennis ball. So happy. Let's look at a real-life squirrel enclosure to see if we can get a bit more detail in here. So I'm quickly gonna move this over to the other side. And we're gonna go to this layout so you can see my other screen. And we're gonna be looking at... let's go to Zizo first of all. Just give my computer a moment to load this in. That's another thing. I need to buy the hard drives for my NAS because I'm running kind of low on space. And by kind of low, I mean I only have 2 terabytes left on this drive, but I don't like that. Because last year in Nepal, I filmed and photographed like nearly 1 terabyte, I think. I think it was pretty close to that. And I feel like in Africa, I will probably be taking even more. Oh, look, the other school joined. So I'm afraid. Wood chip flooring, that would be good. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have this grassy outcropping. Maybe that should be a different material as well. But, what's this? Oh, that's the palace cat. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna find any footage here. I need to go to this. See, this is the right part of the zoo, but not when I explored. This is too far, still too far. Still too far, still too far. We're almost there. Almost, almost, almost. Here it is. And it doesn't even have a floor part. Well, that doesn't help. I mean, this does help. We should make some of these boxes, actually. That would be good. So we need to make some basically birdhouses that the squirrels would be able to fit in. Hey, Tisk, how are you? Isn't this the most beautiful squirrel enclosure you've ever seen, though? Look at it. So festive. Now let's look at the bestest of zoos. Let's go to Island and Dierenpark de Pai for a second. Just because I'm curious. Because I don't remember this one very well. That scroll enclosure is my nightmare. I know. That's why I pointed it out. We got some spectacle owls. Oh, those would actually be kind of cool to have in the South America area as well. Do we have a mod for those yet? I don't think we do. So this is actually, you know, okay. This is a horrible zoo, right? But look at the squirrel enclosure. Look at how tall it is. It's kind of cool. Look at how tall it is. It goes like all the way. It's got to be like a bunch of meters. Very scientific. But yeah, so this is basically what I wanted to see, is that the flooring is definitely not grass. So let's keep this one open for a second. And then we'll go to one more place, to Fauna Park Floquet. I want to see their enclosure at the start of the zoo. Like around here, I guess. Oh, this is already way too far. Here. I think this is the squirrel enclosure. No, wait, this is not a goodie enclosure. I think this... one of these. Wait, what's... oh, that's the bandit mongoose. Yeah. I think that's a squirrel enclosure. Yeah. So, sadly, we're not going to be able to make our enclosure look like that, I don't think. As much as I would like to. Just because they won't be able to use it anymore, I'm afraid. But we can try. We can try to hang some branches from the ceiling. I really need to go to the bathroom. I drank a way too big mug of tea. So I'm going to leave you guys with the squirrels for a second. Tell me if they do anything funny. I love it that when the tennis ball resets, it just slowly starts rolling away. That's really funny. Tail goes up. They are vibing. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm honestly surprised we're getting this to work as well as we are at the moment. I do wonder if I can make the hole look a little bit backwards. Hey, Anne. How are you doing? What the fuck did that keeper just do? Alright, so the visitor side of this definitely wouldn't be grassy either. So I think we just get rid of the grass entirely. Judging by all of these squirrel enclosures that we are seeing. And that means that we do also want to be getting rid of a bunch of the stuff we built. We're creating Detroit Zoo. Do you have any ideas? I mean, what kind of idea? If you're recreating the zoo, then just do it. There's not much. I have some tutorials on my channel on doing recreations, if that's what you're wondering about. Okay, so we do want to keep that one, which is kind of difficult. Let's see. What if I... Have you ever been to Michigan? No, I've never been to the States even. Never... Okay, no, that's not true anymore. I was gonna say I've never left Europe, but I've been to Asia twice now. Oh, that solved my issue. Right, let's get a nice piece of wood. I wonder if the palette... It's a bit too bright. I want something more fucked up. Let's get the bark pieces. Those will be cool, I think. Okay, a speed build video from you would be so... It wouldn't, though. It would be nauseating. It would be nauseating to watch a speed build of me, because I'm going... So, while I was on the toilet, by the way, I realized I didn't talk about a certain part of my week when I was talking about why last week was such a bad week for me. So on Friday, I went out for dinner with my family, and I hear you thinking, what? Why is this part of your bad week? Well, it wasn't necessarily. The dinner was nice. It's just my family sometimes. So of course I was not super happy with the whole like dating situation thing, and I would have loved to talk about that with especially my sister, because she would be very understanding and nice to talk to about it. But she was a bit, yeah, we never got around to it. Basically, there was never a good opportunity to. Did talk about it with my parents and my brother. That did not really give me any. Didn't really gain anything from that, to be honest. But the whole fucking dinner thing, man. We went to an all-you-can-eat restaurant, which I've been going to for a long time. They have some really good stuff. I definitely ate all I could. Bad idea. I got sick, by the way, last weekend. I talked about that, I think, during the stream, because of my vaccination. So, and that kind of started right before the dinner. I started to feel a little bit sick. Also, right before the dinner, one of my sisters called in and said that she wasn't feeling up to going to the dinner because her relationship just ended. So, and that kind of ticked off my dad. He doesn't really like sudden announcements like that. So then my dad was kind of in a bad mood already, like going into the dinner, so that was not nice. Then we walked to the restaurant, which is like a maybe 15-20 minute walk, something like that. And halfway through the walk, my dad just goes, I need to go to the bathroom. I don't think I'm gonna make it to the restaurant. So he goes to a different restaurant that's like maybe 300 meters from the restaurant that we're actually going to, and he goes to the bathroom there, and I'm just so fucking embarrassed. But this is just a thing. Like, why didn't you go at home? Like, I didn't have to go when we were at home. It's like, that's 10 minutes ago. What do you mean? You can see that coming, right? But no, not him. And then on the way back, after the dinner, the same fucking thing happens. Like, we are not even 2, 3, like we're basically back at that restaurant when he says, oh, I need to go to the bathroom. I'm like, why didn't you go at the restaurant? You can see this coming. The same fucking thing. But at that point, it's fucking past closing time for both of the restaurants. So the fucking man just takes a dump in the bushes. And I'm like, why is this my family? Why am I related to you? And it was fucking disgusting. And like, I understand that he's getting old and has less control of his bowels, I guess. But the fact that he just does not have any shame is a personality trait that he's always had. And it's fucking awful. It's awful. 1 out of 10. How much would you rate Like a 3? Maybe 2? I don't know. I'm not good with numbers. I already suck at the tier list. I still haven't made up my mind what I want to do with the tier list, by the way. Because is the tower a habitat for the kestrel? Yes. Is it just me, or are you really far back in the stream? Can somebody ask Troy if he's actually watching the stream live? Because we talked about the kestrel like an hour ago. I have such a terrible Eggy, but at least he doesn't shit in bushes. Yeah. Yeah. I'm watching. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Alright, actually, you know, taking out the grass made this already a million times more realistic, so I'm really glad that we did that, actually. Missed the start. You can always watch it back. The start's always interesting, because I, like, show off all the stuff that I've been up to in between streams. He's here, no worries. Alright, let's see if we can smooth this out. Wood chip path not working out? Yeah, we'll try that in a second. We are working on it. It shouldn't mess the guest path up, I don't think. Because it's, let's see. As long as we don't get it too close to the guest path. So I think we should be able to do something like this. Though I'm a little bit worried about this part in particular. And the zoo is closed at the moment, so we don't actually have any guests. Let's see what happens over here. Yeah, so that is a potential issue. If the game doesn't know exactly which path they're on, so we'd have to do something like this. Does that look better though? I don't know. I kind of like the dirt better. I actually wouldn't put it past my uncle to shit in the bushes. Right. Honestly, we could pretend. Ooh. Ooh, I just got an idea. First, I'm gonna put some leaves on here. Speaking of leaves, it looks like I might be meeting Leaf this year in real life. That will be fun. I know what I was thinking just now. What if we take the bedding? Bedding. You know what's really weird? The zoo chair is straight up censoring Zoo Track. What? Why? That is really weird. So what if we put in... Oops. What if we put in the straw? Bedding. But we made it look like it is pine needles. I don't know if I can really sell that. No, it doesn't really work. They made an announcement post and it got deleted, as well as other posts mentioning it. That's so weird. Why? Is there some beef that we don't know about? I feel like that's not gonna work, is it? Like this is definitely gonna mess up the traversable area. They made a thread in the welcome new members forum, and all posts are edited by moderator. Wait, it didn't break it. It didn't break it. That's awesome. Second tree. So in real life, these probably would be like dead trees, just like the reference that we have. But okay, let's make a little box. Let's make a little scroll box. So we could use trim. I want to use the limestone thingy thing. to make the box an actual boxy box. It must be facing. Yeah, that is so weird. Doesn't make sense either. Like, maybe it's like, maybe the ZooChat people didn't like that they made an account solely to advertise their thing. But it's like, yeah, it's the type of thing that's worth advertising on ZooChat. Like, people, I would definitely, if I was the ZooChat people, I would make, even if there was a rule for that, I would make an exception for this, because it's just such a, people need to know about this kind of thing. Because I think everybody on ZooChat will love to know that ZooTrack exists. People, yeah, I know, but there's a difference between being a member and promoting your website, and being a member solely to promote your website. And I guess if you make an account and the first thing you do is promote your website, that kind of gives that impression, right? The hole can be smaller. I think that's a good squirrel-sized hole. Like, it looks like it's too small, but it's a squirrel. They'll figure it out. They'll fit through. Maybe I'll make it slightly. Like, we'll do half of. We'll find like an in between of the two things we just had. So we'll do like this much, and then this much. Yeah, that seems good. Girls find their way. That's usually what they're kind of known for, right? Cue the Jurassic Park music. Nah, I don't need to make it look better than this. Alright, so we'll make that kind of wood colored. Let's do it like a dark thing. And then we'll get the trim. Why can't I find it? There it is. I see squirrels happening at Planet Zoo too. I just want free roaming squirrels. Just give me squirrels that like appear in trees and stuff. Bonus points if your predator animals will chase after them. Yeah, just give me the free roaming squirrels and birds from... I don't know if Planet Coaster had squirrels, by the way. I might be imagining that. Was it Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 that did? There definitely was. Oh no, it was Zoo Tycoon. Zoo Tycoon had squirrels. Just free roaming the map. Yeah, exactly. That would be really cool. Give me. Gimme. Gimme, Frontier, gimme! Alright. Actually, we could make it slightly bigger. Gimme, 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 squirrel! Different animals for different maps? Yes. Wait, we're not aligned to the... oh, whatever. I thought we were on the world alignment. Guess not. Oh, that ruins the thing. Okay. Guess we won't do that then. Guess we'll do it like this. Like this as well. Then we need this. Oh yeah, I was on the Australian list. I mean, that might be a bit much. But pigeons definitely. Honestly, I can't really think of a... maybe the Arctic wouldn't have pigeons, but I feel like most continents do at this point. Just make them abstract enough. Why I get no notification for YouTube? Join my Discord server. I will always tag the, you can, in my Discord server you can you can choose to get notified for my streams and videos. For the videos, I'm not very good at immediately pinging everyone when the video goes live, because I often forget. But when it comes to the streams, at least, I'm pretty on top of it. And then I'll always ping you when I'm going live. Alright, here's our little scroll box. And the inside of it will be even darker black, I guess. How did I not know you have Discord? A lot of people are figuring this out this week. Which is fun. We're getting a lot of new members. Alright. There we go. That's really good. Aren't ibis super common pests? In Australia, yeah. Alright. We need to make it less steep. Where is a link? I don't see it on your channel. It's in the description of every one of my videos. Maybe I should put it on the channel somewhere. Now that you mention it. Sorry for coming back. The kestrels. Isn't this habitat way too claustrophobic? I've never seen a kestrel enclosure. I don't know. The one I saw in... I've only seen one. And that one was relatively small. I agree that it's not ideal. But my idea would be that they do like free-flying shows multiple times per day, where the kestrel can fly around. But I can quickly show you a kestrel enclosure that I've seen. And it's not going to completely change your mind because it's slightly better than mine. But we could also argue, like, we could make a story that the kestrel in the zoo has like a broken wing and it can't fly anyway, or something like that. Like, I'd have to make a decision. Either we do free flying shows or it's a kestrel with a broken wing. But then it doesn't really make sense that they made such an elaborate enclosure for an animal with a broken wing. Either way, let me quickly look up which one was it. I think it's Wonderwereld. And then we need to go... No, that's too far, or is it not far enough? I think this is it. It's around here somewhere. That's the kookaburra. Brewing Owl. It's around here somewhere. Now, I'm not saying that this is a very good zoo and should be taken as a fact that because this zoo has kestrel in a small enclosure, it's a thing that you should be able to do. But yeah, here's their enclosure. So this is the kestrel enclosure. So I will say this one is less tall, but it's slightly longer. I think it's like basically the footprint is double the size, so they can fly back and forth a bit more, which makes it slightly better. But really, it's not that big either. So yeah, that's my... oh, they're such beautiful birds, aren't they? They're so beautiful. I also got this footage there, which was really awesome. It sucks that I didn't have my proper camera yet back then, because as you'll see, this would have been a really great photo. There you go. Especially this other guy, yeah. This would have been a really great photo if I had my proper camera. Kestrels are usually in small enclosures. Yeah. We are building today for the red squirrel. So we're just taking, let's see, taking some inspiration from small zoos. But yeah, so just for reference, yeah, I think the footprint of the kestrel enclosure, it would be better if it was slightly larger. But at least they can fly up and down. I don't know. European, because this is my Europe area. So it's the European red squirrel. I would love to record habitats like this, but doing photography if it's 600mm is already enough to carry. Yeah, that's what I'm struggling with right now as well. Especially now that I'm, like, when I'm really focusing on filming for videos, I tend to not take my 600mm lens with me. Because it's also like you're fumbling with two cameras. It's not great. So then I usually have my 400mm lens, which is also a lot better for taking videos because this lens doesn't have great stabilization. So even if I'm recording at even if I'm recording at less than 600mm, it's just the footage comes out way more shaky. Is that a camera lens in your pocket, or do we need a call to talk to? I just have it on my desk, okay? Oh, yeah, I know. The video was of an American kestrel, but in the zoo, I guess we would have a European one. I don't know. I just want... So the only reason I want kestrel in there, for those who don't know, is because in Dutch it's called a torenvalk, which is a tower falcon. Is falcon? I don't know. But so and the enclosure is a tower. So it's haha, it's a pun. Falcon, nice. I'm so smart. I know animals. Having... Is this a hawk to a joke? Goldfink, the goldfinch. Oh wait, bullfinch, not goldfinch. Oh, I think I remember being confused about that. Wait, why? Oh right, this piece is weird. Wait, is it even possible for me to... No. Huh? Wait, no matter which way I turn this piece, the grains of the wood are always going in the wrong direction. I give up. Just make some more squirrel houses. I think 3. This zoo has a lot more of them. I guess they have a lot more squirrels in their tiny ass enclosure. I shouldn't I shouldn't be hypocritical. Our enclosure isn't that big either. Although they do have the tunnels. The tunnels add a lot. Imagine being different in every direction. That wasn't very unfunny. Yeah, you should feel bad. Can we make this look good? I don't think so. Yeah, it's gonna stick out no matter what. Womp womp. Would be cool to have something in there as well. But that's fine. Wait, why are you up here? Are you gonna do the bird show, sir? Wait. I'm sure that's fine. Let's see if we broke the traversable area, by the way. We should keep checking that frequently. No, we're still good. Amazing. I'm still riding the high of gaslighting over a year ago. Alright. Look at that. It looks like shit when they go through the wall, but it's amazing that they can. I am amazed that this enclosure is working anywhere near as good as it actually as it is. Like, it's insane. Oh, I didn't even see you over there. Look at that. It looks like shit. Yeah, but it works. Why they give you no problem? The squirrels, for whatever reason, are so lenient. Like, wait, let me see if I can find this screenshot that I took. When I was first playing around with the squirrels. Like, I kid you not. Theoretically, we could make the tunnels functional. Here it is. Like, they actually use this. But they're too big for the tunnels. At least with the way they're in game and with the tails. So it won't look good. But theoretically, we could have actually the squirrels going through this. Which is absurd that that works. But then, yeah, they wouldn't really do anything. Didn't Wildlands? They do, actually. That's a good one. Let's have a look at that. It's no... Is it still for squirrels? It's no longer for squirrels, is it? Wildlands. Somewhere over here. A bit further. Somewhere around here. Here it is. Careful, protect your nuts. Welcome to Raccoon Creek. Creek! There it is. Am I gonna walk up to it here or not? Yes, I am. Look at that, it's so lush. This one's a lot more themed, indeed, which is good. I want to add those ferns now. Thanks. Oh yeah, that's right. It's a different kind of scroll now. It's a bummer. Like, the Siberian red scroll was so stunning. It was such a gorgeous squirrel. And now it's just generic scroll that you see in a billion zoos. That's also a pity. I need a bush that won't fuck up the traversable area. And I feel like this is not it. But let's find out. Oh, I was gonna click you. No, come back. Oh my god, that didn't fuck up the traversable area. Incredible. Broken. Can we add... Oh. I don't know why they just got boxed up. I didn't do anything. Are there any logs? It's so weird. They moved... There used to be a bunch of logs in the nature tab, and they moved them to the construction tab, which I guess makes sense. But it's strange that they did that so late on. So late in the game's life. The dog rose bush? I don't know. I feel like that one does mess up with the traversability. It's also... I like the dog rose bush, but it's also... It's very bright. It's very bright, that one. Can I get pieces that should be climbable but aren't? Yeah. This one is, but I don't want it to be. Also need to make the staircase look good. Yeah, we need to try... So the goal right now is to add clutter without fucking up the traversable area. So far, so good. Let's add one of these pieces over here now. And maybe not this one though. Oh, okay. The dog rose bush is fine. All right. Yeah. Again, I just don't. It's super bright. That's why I don't like it that much. It's very saturated green. And it definitely works. I think I used it up here. Yeah. But I feel like down here it would look too bright. Trying to make this habitat look more depressing. No, but it's like the ground cover of the woods. Oh yeah, it's getting late. See, this is the problem. I'm not tired. Which is completely my own fault, and I should be going to bed soon, but we're gonna go on for like half an hour-ish. Please kick me out after half an hour, because I do need to actually be rested before Saturday. Otherwise, Eben won't feel safe in the car with me. Let's take this. Maybe that's not the best piece to use. Let's take this one. Oh yeah, I guess this could work. Oh yeah, that works perfectly fine actually. Especially since we have the wooden part visible throughout here, so this should be fine. And then we just need to disable that climbing. And I do want to angle this one a bit so that it's not in there. Same goes for this one. And this one. Is this one even visible at all? Slightly. Okay, we'll put it like that. Boom. Just saw a video about Edenia, it looks super cool. Yeah, I can't wait. Very hyped. Only thing I'm really curious about now is what this will do to the rest of the park. Because there's a lot of animals in Edenia that are coming out of other parts of the park. So I wonder what happened to those exhibits. Eben mentioned today, like, the Komodo dragon has been replaced with like an iguana on the map, which is interesting because that doesn't really fit the area of the world that that enclosure is in. And the lion-tailed macaques, or not the lion-tailed, the crested macaques have been removed from the map. I'm trying to think, what's this fence called? What's this thing called that's like a bunch of logs? Is it from the African set? There you go. Don't think this will be useful. Nah. Right, so let's take these. Going the end of April, nice. I'll see how much I like it. I'm going back there at least in June. We'll see if I feel like going again before then as well. Yeah, that makes it slightly more realistic, I guess. Alright, let's add some ferns. Farms. So I got these. This one's nice and wait, this one's smaller, I think. Yes. And let's take the basket fern, but straight up. Straight up. No, maybe not straight up, actually. Let's slightly angle it. Hey, Forge, welcome. Can you get out of my face? She was just rotating around in my view to be annoying, it felt like. Actually, let's do it like that. Love the Kafuli tour, super inspiring. There's another video coming this week. I hope you guys aren't sick of me yet. We did 2 streams and now there's gonna be a 2-hour video on Friday about Keypark again. You're all here for it. Good. That's good to hear. Alright. The Remedius has been my building accompaniment. Nice. Alright, let's get the Lord and Ladies plant. I also see a worrying lack of squirrels at the moment. So I'm gonna check if we broke that traversable area. Because they do not. Yeah, okay, we broke something over here. Was it the fern? Let's see. I don't think it would be the basket ferns. Maybe the Lord and Lady plant? I don't see why that one would be. So few people are making quality zoo stuff lately. Yeah. A lot of the high profile people have moved to Planet Coaster. Okay. Let's see. So we added this fern earlier. I wouldn't expect the fern to block the traversable area, but let's check. No, that wasn't the issue either. So I guess it must have been this then. Because I don't think we added much more. Huh. Well, now I'm stumped. No, the saltwort's not the issue. That's been there all stream. The saltwort is actually a vital piece of planting. Because the saltwort makes it so that these are two separate points. So they have to take the climbing frame to get around. I guess the fern's by the other side. No, what I think... We did add some more leaf litter. I think that's the issue. Stupidly enough. But maybe it's more than just the leaf litter. It might be the leaf litter and something else. Oh, it might be actually... Maybe it's this? That wouldn't make sense. But when does anything ever make sense in this game? I guess we're gonna just have to undo stuff until it comes back, so we can figure out what it was, because I have no clue anymore. Problem is, every time I hit the undo button, the game freezes up for a second, so that's gonna be fun. Why do you have to bring that back up? That story is in the past and I want to forget about it now. Alright, so we're gonna start removing stuff. That thing, that might be part of the problem. And I don't see how, but, you know. Although this... Okay, so it wasn't the faux log. Damn, I haven't checked in a while. Which is bad. Now I also need to remember not to change anything. So that we can also redo all of this stuff. Come on, just come back. I really don't know what the cause is. Has it really been broken for this long? Oh, there we go. So what changed? I guess it... Oh, it is this piece. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Good to know. Okay, let's put everything back. This is gonna take a while. We should pause the game, actually. I don't think that helps, but we can pretend it does. Yeah, so the problem is that I have climbing turned off. And for some reason the game doesn't like that. When you do that, when you turn climbing off, it just takes fucking forever to do shit. So this was the problem. So without that, let's see if it works now. I'm expecting it to. Okay, so there was also something else, apparently. Maybe the basket thrown in. So now we found one of the culprits. But apparently there was more. The other fern. Okay, so we're gonna have to be a bit more careful about all of this. I wouldn't expect that fern to have... No. Well, now, once again, I don't know what else we added. I guess this... I don't think it was this log, right? That was already there. I'd have to watch back my own stream. Oh, no, it was the log. Okay. Okay, so we take out everything. It's so weird. You don't think that log is... Yeah, maybe, actually. Looking at it again. Yeah, no, there's something weird about turning off climbing that messes with the game. Somehow. Okay, now the log just needs to go. Okay, we figured it out. Now, what can we do over here to basically do what I wanted to do, but without fucking up the traversable area is now the question. So let's try this. I feel like that's less in the way, because it's pointed straight down. Yes. Okay, good. Don't touch it. Don't touch it again. Now we want to add some ropes. And just clutter. More clutter. Let's put the Lord and Ladies plant back as well, because I doubt that was the issue. Or that would cause an issue. Oh, it did recalculate. No, it's not an issue. Okay, also I wonder if the daisy... Not daisy, what's it called? Oh crap, why do I never know the English word for this name, for this flower? It's the one that we got relatively recently. It's a narciss. It's a narcissist. Is the Lord and Ladies plant this? So I did a thing over here near the entrance. These are all of the smallest plants that we have. I think the aquatic underwater temple plant is along with the Lords and Ladies. Daffodil, thank you. And then the carrots. And the grapes. That's not really a plant. I figured this would look kind of like moss or something. But yeah, I think those are all the smallest plants that we have. Which reminds me, we should totally add the carrot. Although, the carrot might not be... I think the carrot has the biggest chance of messing with the traversable area. Let's check that. Check it over here where it doesn't fuck anything up. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Why, game? Why must you hurt me? Well, we can add it over here. Daffodil, yeah, that's indeed the one. Thank you. Wrong tab. Daffodil. Oh yeah, that's also great for terrariums indeed. Alright, let's check the daffodil. Oh, that's too bad. Such a great detailing plant. Like, it would make for great clutter. But apparently not. Can use it up here. But yeah, I think ground clutter wise we're pretty good. So let's look for other things. So we have the air plant. That can be done for climbing clutter. It's a bit big. We've got ropes, of course. So wait, let's just put down some stuff. So we have the air plants. We have rope, and that's gonna give us a bunch of fucking Europe shit, which always pisses me off. We can actually use the North African rope. North African rope. There we go. I don't need the 4-meter one. Let's just have the knot ready just in case. Then, of course, we have climbable branches over here. This is wrong. Oh, actually, we can totally use the these. Oh, that was very tiny. Yep. We need a rope filter. I mean, you can make one. I just don't like using the filters. I want to be able to search. So what you used to be, before they fixed the search, you would be able to type rope, space, and then, or you could be able to type space, rope, and then that would eliminate Europe, because Europe doesn't have a space before rope. But at some point they changed the way that searching works, so that it ignores spaces, which is generally a good thing, because, yeah, more results is sometimes good if you're looking for something that you don't know exactly what it's called. But in this case, it was really nice that you would be able to use the space to eliminate certain search results that you didn't want. I also did that in the nature tab. I used to type L-row, and this would give me tropical rocks. But now it just gives you pretty much everything. So, yeah, that's kind of a pity that that doesn't work anymore. But for most people, it was probably an improvement, so I can't complain about it. Why are some ropies not climbable? Very good question. Oh yeah, and why fucking when you use multi-select doesn't it save the color? So many questions this game has. Branch. So I think these are all, oh, I think these are all a bit too big. This one's okay-ish. But I don't know, I don't like it. I don't like it. Let's get marquee rope. 1 meter, 0.5 meters. Last I've seen was deleting ferns. We fixed the traversable area, and now we're gonna make climbing clutter. Which is basically just gonna be a case of, let's take something like this. We're gonna put it down. over hereabouts. And pray that it doesn't mess up the traversable area. Let's rotate it a bit as well. Why don't we? And I hope that the more clutter we add... Why? Why does that break it? Wait. Why is this... That took me a while to realize. Why is there traversable area on the outside? Let's see if this actually breaks it then. It doesn't. Nice. That's already a big improvement in terms of climbing. So I hope that by adding some climbing clutter, this kind of ugly climbing frame that we made for the squirrels to go around kind of disappears in the clutter. So let's take this. Let's make this a group actually, along with this, and then bam, and then we can add the coil. We can put the coil around the thing maybe. Maybe not. Let's use the knot. No pun intended. There we go. And then we take these. And we just hang the thing straight down. Does that stick out the top? It does, so we use the half-meter one instead. And there's really no way that this should mess with the traversable area, because we're literally building above something that didn't mess with it, so realistically this should be fine. Oh my god, it didn't freeze the game for once. Let's then also put the knots in the top. The knots are gone. There we go. You know, I did not expect this to be the squirrel stream, but I'm glad it is. I'm having fun. Look at that. That is good clutter. So we just need to add more of that. So we can also add a little bit of a rope. That goes maybe from this corner over here. Because we should... Oh yeah, let's do it over here. And then that can be their point of entry for the tunnel, because we need to think about that as well. How often do you have squirrel exhibits in Europe? Well, we looked at like a bunch of examples already. We've looked at 4 different zoos. The red squirrel isn't super common, I'd say. Like I've only seen that one a few times. But when it comes to swinhoes or other like slightly more exotic squirrels, they're around. Did I tell you I had a zookeeper from San Diego Zoo in my stream? Oh, really? That's cool. Professor nothing? Oh, that's a pity. Yeah, Professor are around here as well. I mean, we literally had the squirrel zoo. I'm pretty sure you've heard of that one. Because you know Dale. It's been a while. Yeah, it's actually closed now. The squirrel zoo is no more. Because of changes in regulation, it became too difficult for them to keep it running. Yeah, L move from the government, shutting down Squirrel Zoo. I mean, they didn't shut them down, but they demanded that they changed things, which they couldn't, I guess. Or at least, because the thing is, like, the Squirrel Zoo was basically, it was a garden equipment, or like, it was a garden store that just had squirrels in their backyard. I'm counting on the fact that these guys basically have no issues with other objects as long as they're climbing. Looks like we did break something here. But, I mean, they're still able to traverse, so... I'm not sure if I should care. But it probably has something to do with this thing, which we can move a bit. Is it because of that thing? Yeah, it is. Okay. Let's move it around a bit, see if that helps. That does help. That will do that. Oh, I didn't realize we never put down or put back these planks. Yeah, of course, there's free roaming squirrels and zoos as well. You see that here a lot, too. I'm assuming that that plank didn't cause issues, right? Yeah, okay, good. Alright, so we got some ropes. Let's also add some knots to those. Safety for the squirrels goes first, of course. It may cause them to get boxed up, but at least they'll be safe after. Right. You wouldn't, if I were to make a video just about this enclosure, maybe I can do that. Make a short about this stream and just call it, "You wouldn't believe the traversable area of this enclosure," because it's honestly kind of unbelievable that it's even working half as well as it is. Nice. Oh, we should totally add another one of those. Oh, oops. That's not what I meant to do. Maybe... okay, where would we be able to put this that it doesn't fuck anything up? But also looks good. I think here would look nice. But it might fuck up. Let's find out. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? I don't know why. I'm wondering where they went. They will always be put back. It still works. Amazing. I think it did become less. But who cares? Yeah, I mean, I understand why they aren't climbable. It probably would look super janky anyway, if they were. Climbing definitely works better with the less complex shapes. This enclosure is gonna ask a lot of your imagination. Just pretend the squirrels can climb in the little tree. Just pretend. Yeah, I'm not sure if that would completely solve any potential issues with it though. Alright, let's see if this works. I would like to have it like slightly above there. And we can, oh, we can just lean it into the tree. Nice. We'll tie a little rope around it. For realism. In my muskrat enclosure, you don't have a piece muskrat. Nice. Oh, I'm so happy. The climbing tolerance on these guys is amazing. It's honestly just a lifesaver on its own. Oh wait. Align to surface is on. I don't want that. Look, they can just climb past that underneath the roots here. Oh, it's so great. It almost looked like he was about to jump on top of this. But I know that that's not a thing that they can do. And should we add a rope? Or should we tie it to the tree? I think we can tie it to the tree. Yeah. But I don't know. So the thing is, the Planet Zoo animals don't really climb and then stand still on a vertical thing. That's what the squirrels would have to be doing, to be realistic. Because they're just going up against the mesh being like, hello, do you have nuts? Please let me select it. No. Be a great adventure for Planet Zoo too. A few species could use it as well, like red pandas and koalas. I don't know. You don't see a lot of mesh enclosures for red pandas, so I've never really seen a red panda climbing mesh before, I guess. But I guess it could work. Look at him go. He doesn't know where he wants to be. I mean, I guess technically they have like 1 square foot of traversable area. If you really add up the 3 splotches that they have together. I actually am so surprised that they even spent any time in this part of the enclosure and don't just stay in the backstage all the time. Where's the 3rd one? 1, 2. Where's number 3? Huh? Am I blind? Wait, why is there only 2 scrolls now? Where did my 3rd scroll go? Why is he in a different habitat? Why are you in the Wolverine habitat? How did that happen? Get out of there. You're not a Wolverine. Oh yeah, gibbons do. Oh, resting animations for climbing in general, yeah. The fact that there's no animation for a panda to have his little feet draping down a branch as he's lying on top of it is criminal. Although they might have that for one of the trees. I haven't played around with natural trees enough to know. I think we're here. I think we could add more stick clutter. Could add one more, maybe sticking out in the back here. Yeah. Yeah, animals need to move less. That's a good point. Yeah, let's get one more air plant. We haven't used this one yet. But I think I would rather use this one just because it's smaller. So I want one that is just kind of, hello game, sticking off into the distance. Maybe not entirely. Maybe it can be a little bit like this. Oh yeah, that can like hook up to this. That's pretty good. Alright, I don't feel like that should mess with anything. It didn't even get boxed up, so that's a good sign. This grass is annoying. No. There we go. Yeah, all good. Alright, nice. Let's add the string. Could probably use the 1 meter one, to be honest. But yeah, it probably doesn't matter. Let's just see. What's happening to stopping in... Hey! Thanks for the reminder. Okay, we're just gonna add this string and then we're done. We're in the zone. So this is why I need you guys to keep me from making bad life choices. Yeah, the scrolls are a bit big. Because they're based on the white-faced Saki. Look, man, we're having a good time here. With squirrels. Also, I didn't mention this, but originally, if I wasn't gonna find an example of a squirrel-related fable to put in on the education sign, I absolutely was gonna make a reference to Conker's Bad Fur Day instead. But sadly, it wasn't necessary, I guess. I still could if I wanted to, but instead of gaslight Goron, we need to go to bed Goron, yes. Honestly, I'm starting to feel tired again, so it's a good thing. I think this is probably a decent, like, staying, because if I hadn't streamed, if I had stayed in bed, not only would I not have had dinner, which is not good, I also would have woken up like in the middle of the night being like, well, now I'm no longer tired, and it would have fucked up my entire sleeping schedule for the rest of the week. So I think I made the right call. Like, I think I made the right call by taking a nap because I was very tired, and I think I made the right call by still getting up. And we made a fucking incredible scroll enclosure, if I do say so myself. I couldn't be more happy with this. I love reminding my streamer to do stuff. It's like watering houseplants. Yeah, I need one of those apps. I know that they exist. I need one of those apps that just reminds you to do shit. Because I am so bad at just keeping up with household chores. Not only because I forget to do them, but then when I do remember to do them, I don't feel like doing them. So I just need an app to tell me what the fuck to do. Because I am a functioning adult. But I don't know what a good app is. Because it's also kind of... I don't know if I would just trust any app with all of that information. Because I feel like that's very... marketable info that such an app would be collecting of you. So seems risky. Oh wait, this is not even the clock app. No, wait, no, I don't mean an alarm. I mean an app that's like, hey, it's been 2 weeks since you've cleaned your bathroom. It's time to clean your bathroom or whatever. I don't. Hey, you have this type of plant that needs to be watered twice a week. It's been 5 days. Time to water it. That's what I need. Oh God, are you okay, buddy? Are you okay? Klingo. I will look into that one. Klingo. Thank you. Just ignore that part of it. And then it's really good. Why did he go inside? Did they get food or something? Alright, we need to start wrapping things up, but I want to know why this guy is seemingly stuck. Or if he just... Is he stuck or is he just vibing? That's the question. I'm gonna... Oh. Never mind. He's fine. Amazing. Just amazing. I still cannot believe that this is working. Alright, I'm really, really happy with this. We made a really detailed, functional exhibit. It seems like those things usually don't go together. I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Sorry again for being late. I'll try to fix my sleeping schedule so that it doesn't happen again. Alright, thank you all. Bye-bye. Good night.